Welcome to another template design layer walkthrough. This design is called Blocked Out. So just wanted to jump in here and take a look at what layer options exist within the design. Then we'll drop a subject in just to show how easy it is to customize this and set it up. There is one potential got you with a smart object in here if you're not familiar with smart objects. But I think they're becoming pretty popular to use. But we'll show how to use that easily to get this set up and ready to go. All right, so kind of out of the box, this is how the design is going to load up. There are multiple formats of the design for different aspect ratios. This is just the 1:2 version I have loaded up here. This is a design ratio that I use quite a bit. But you're going to see right at the top, we have our group of color grading layers. Now, there is a whole vintage tone added to this design. So in this color grading layers folder here, when we expand this, you're actually going to see quite a few more layers in this than in normal designs because of the color toning that's getting done to give it this kind of aesthetic. So you'll see all these different layers in here, and again, you could turn each one of these on or off to create different looks. You could change the opacities of each one if you're wanting something to be a little stronger or less strong, but you're going to find all of that within the color grading layers. So that's going to give it that final polish to the image to create this type of look to it. Below that is our facial highlight boost layers. Take a look at those as soon as the subject in, but these are just set up to give a little bit of additional brightness to the highlights on your subject face, just so they kind of pop out and your attention goes, where they should be, to the face. All right, there's some exposure adjustment here. It's just doing a little bit of flattening the contrast just a hair. This is our group that has all of our text elements in it. So that's all just regular text. You can find the link to the text being used on the website, but all of the text in this one should be on your computer by default. So these are some default options that should be loaded, but if not, I do have the links to those on the product page. All right, below that, we have some subject color blocking, which we'll see that working once the subject's placed in here, and that is clipped down to this foreground subject group. Again, if you look at any of my templates and you open them up, any areas marked in red are going to be areas where a subject is placed. All right, so we're going to see the first ones right here. That's this group. If you expand it, it's going to tell you just drop your foreground subject right here. We do have some drop shadowing getting applied by default in the group. Below that is a couple layers of textures, which is giving, again, just this overall aesthetic here. Below that, you'll see this is another red group. So place the background subject in this group. If we expand this group, this is our smart object layer. All right, so this is where we're going to add the background subject in. And by adding it via a smart object, it's automatically going to get applied in some different ways through this layer stack. But again, we'll look at that in just a second. Inside of this group, there's some background gradient going on, so that could be customized with different colors, different opacities. There's a background fill here, so again, that could be changed to a jersey color or school logo or anything like that color. All right, let's close that group up. Below that, this is an overall background color cast. So just to create a different type of style to this look, really vintagey throwback type of effect here. Now this opacity could be changed. This blending mode could be changed if you wanted to create some different looks and stuff in here. And then again, it's just a color picker, so you could pick any color that you want or sample from a jersey or something like that. So again, that layer exists as an option. Below that, we have these background shapes. So that's these boxy type of shapes here in the background, and with a color change attached to that. So again, just picking or sampling a color will allow you to change those. Below that is another group here. So that's this medium panel, this one that sits between the smaller one and the larger one. If we expand this here, you're going to see our little bar graphic that runs in the background. That's just a simple double click and color sample or pick or change. Below that is that black rectangle that sits above here where this text is sitting in. Again, another double click, easy to change color there. You're going to see this do not edit background subject. This is going to be one of those smart object duplicates that's going to pick up from the subject up in this group, so we don't need to mess with that. We have another gradient fill from the bottom if you wanted to change that. Another background color change here if you wanted to change that. Let's collapse that group. And then lastly, we have this large background panel. If we expand this group, we're going to see we have this kind of blocked off to the right side where that can be made into a custom color, or it could be blacked out, again, just to create a different vibe and aesthetic. Another duplicate of our smart object that we don't need to mess with there. Another background gradient for this left side, and an overall background fill that you'll see will affect that side. So if you wanted to do like something two-toned, you could do that here and here. Alright, so you could create some really cool looks by changing these colors up. So that's all of the layers. Let's drop subject in just to see how this would be put together then for real. So what we'll do is I got a couple sample subjects here. I'm just going to grab both these guys and, well, actually, I changed my mind. I'm just going to grab, let's do subject 1. So this will be our foreground subject. I'm going to drop him in here. And I'm going to go ahead and temporarily disable him. We'll put him in place in a second. But what I'm going to do for our background subject, I want to expand this group here, place background subject in this group. To edit this smart object, what we want to do is double click on the thumbnail, and that's going to load up a new document window, background subject here. And you're going to see there's a little sample subject shadow turned on here, which is the shadow for the subject that we're going to be using. So let's turn this on. And actually just want to drag this subject over to the window here. And I set this kind of shadow up here just to give a basic sizing. Now again, this could be whatever you want, but the idea is you get your subject kind of similarly sized and placed. Something like so. It doesn't have to be exact. Then we can turn that shadow layer off. And then what happens is when we close this window, it's going to ask if we want to save this. We're going to say yes. And then you'll see back in our document, automatically applies our subject to this window, and then there's some modified versions of the subject that get applied to this middle ground and background. All right, so the whole point of this design is kind of like almost a vintage / chaotic type of design. So again, Smart Object is going to automatically apply all of those things, so that makes that real easy to use. And then all we have to do is turn on our foreground subject, and I'm going to drop it right down into our foreground subject box. And let's expand this, and now we can place and size our subject. So Command or Control T, and I want to make the foreground subject quite a bit smaller. Maybe something like this. Click OK. If I want to make sure my subject's centered, I could really easily just do a View Guides, New Guide Layout. Make sure my columns are set to 2. And you can see that gives you a center line. So if you're ever struggling centering up your subject, then you can just kind of line your subject up right in the middle. So that's what I like to do. And then View Guides, Clear Guides. All right, so our foreground subject's placed. Easy as that. This is where you're going to see that color blocking that's happening. Again, it's just another graphic element on the design. You could absolutely turn that off. You could change the color by double clicking if you wanted to go more blacked out, or just something gray that you could see through. Change the color altogether. Okay, very easy to change there. You could change the opacity of this if you wanted it on just a little bit, but not all the way. So again, have fun playing with that and creating some different looks. And then our highlight boost layers, you're going to see there's one that's preset for most lighter skin tones and one that's preset for most darker skin tones. So we have some darker skin, so I'm just going to click on this layer mask. I'm going to come over here with a white brush. I like to turn my flow down quite a bit. And then we're just going to start painting in some of these highlights again to make the face kind of stand out a bit more. Now you can always, if you want to highlight some of the other areas of the skin tones, you absolutely could do that. Generally, I just come in and brighten the face areas up a little bit. And you'll see how it just brings some of that attention back into our subject, which is what I like to see. And then outside of that, it would just be updating your text, which again is just simple text. So if you wanted to change the jersey number down here, it's just a double click and you could type in, you know, a new number right there, no problem. And then all of your text can be changed as well. Yeah, so we could just change this. All right, so there would be the new name, apply that. So again, very easy to use. Again, I think you'll have fun playing with this one. If we wanted to change this background here, this is where I could sample a jersey color if I wanted to add some of that red into the background. Maybe make it a little bit more desaturated from there. That looks pretty cool too. Again, this is what it looks like if you turn that blocking on in the background. Makes your foreground subjects pop quite a bit more. So again, it's just super fun to play with. I love the look of this one. I hope you guys too. I hope you get a lot of use out of it and find it super simple to use, and I hope it makes you some money, more importantly. All right, so we'll see you on the next one. As always, thank you for checking this out, and I'll talk to you soon.